At 2:13 in the morning, every door in the Halder Boarding House was locked. Every door except the one at the end of the third-floor corridor. There was no room number on it, only a brass plate, black with age, carrying a single word, 13. Arun had been night caretaker for 11 days. He believed in leaking pipes, loose wires, rats in walls, not ghosts, but the tea seller across the lane had warned him, anyone who heard knocking after 2 in the morning should never knock back. On his 12th night, the power failed. Arun took a lantern upstairs to check the fuse box. That was when he heard it. 3 knocks. Not from the corridor, from inside room 13. Arun stopped beneath the staircase. The sound came again. Then a small voice whispered, "Please tell my mother I am awake." He should have walked away. Instead, he lifted the lantern and read the plate. The tea seller's warning returned to him. Never answer it. Never let it know you heard. Arun backed away. At the far end of the corridor, a second door creaked open by itself. Inside, wet footprints led from the window to an antique wardrobe. A red ribbon dripped rainwater onto the pillow. Then the lantern went out. In the darkness, someone began to hum. Arun struck a match. The room flashed amber for 1 second, long enough for him to see a girl standing inside the wardrobe. Her hair covered her face. In one hand, she held a rusted key. The match died. Arun ran downstairs and woke the owner, Mr. Halder. He told him about the door, the voice, the girl. The old man only asked, "Did you answer her?" Arun said no. Mr. Halder opened a ledger. Inside was a faded clipping from 1968. The house had burned during a storm. A nurse named Maya had been trapped on the 3rd floor with 13 sick children. 12 were found. The 13th child was never found. Her name was Lila, Mr. Halder said. Maya searched until the smoke took her. Since then, the house keeps one room for her. Arun stared at the old man. What does she want? Mr. Halder closed the ledger. She wants someone to tell her mother she is awake. The knocking began again above them. 3 knocks, a pause, 3 more. Then every locked room in the house knocked with it. Arun wanted to leave. But the main door would not open. The lock turned. The chain slid free. Still, it would not move. Mr. Halder placed an old key in Arun's palm. It was cold enough to hurt. "If you go," he said, "do not look at the girl's face, and whatever you hear behind you, do not turn around." The lantern returned upstairs. Its light revealed dozens of wet footprints around room 13, all pointing toward the door. Arun put the key in the lock. The door opened inward. There was no room beyond it. There was only a narrow hospital ward stretched impossibly far into darkness. Iron beds stood on both sides. At the end of the ward stood a woman in a nurse's uniform, her back turned. "Maya?" Arun whispered. The woman did not move, but the girl beside him did. Arun felt her small hand slip into his. He kept his eyes on the floor. A red ribbon brushed his wrist. "You came," she said. "Your mother is waiting," Arun said. The ward became silent. Then the woman at the end of the room turned around. Her face was dark with smoke, but her eyes were human. She looked at Lila, and she began to cry. The girl released Arun's hand and walked toward her. The beds rustled behind them. Arun remembered the warning, "Do not turn around." Behind him, something whispered in his own voice. "Arun, tell my mother I am awake." He ran. When he reached the lobby, dawn was leaking through the shutters. The boarding house was quiet. Room 13 was gone. At the end of the 3rd-floor corridor, there was only a blank wall, damp with rain. Mr. Halder was sitting at the desk, holding the old ledger. On its final page, beneath the list of 13 children, a new line had appeared. Arun Das checked in. He looked up at the staircase. From the 3rd floor came 3 soft knocks. Then, directly behind him, a child's voice said, "Please tell my mother I am awake."